All right, what's up, everybody? I'm super excited. We have a great show in store tonight. We have one of my favorite people on earth, like just in total, my favorite people on earth, James Coleman here with us. Before I let him just go off on everything, make sure to follow the Twitter, the Instagram. You can follow James Coleman's stuff. It's all in the link description of the show, so click on it. His YouTube's on there, his Twitter's on there. So if you only watch a few minutes, make sure to go subscribe to his stuff before you leave.
Can I
All righty.
can I make a can I
Yeah.
make a request?
Yeah.
I don't need you to follow. If y'all want to follow me on Twitter, that's cool. What I need y'all to do is go to Den Media Group on YouTube and just click the little subscribe button. If you got your stimulus check and got a little bit extra cash, go become a member so that you can get some of this behind the scenes footage and all these different things. But that's what I really need, man. Go smash the YouTube. Go watch some of that stuff, man. I need y'all to a like and a share don't cost you no money unless you're a hater. So like, please go check that out for me.
I like that. I like that. I might slip that in the future and not give you credit for it. But make sure to do that. The Sports Den Media YouTube is in the link, so it's on there. Click on it. If you're watching this video after the fact, after the live show, and you're rewatching it, you can just pause it and go do that right now. So go do that right now. Subscribe, be a member, all that stuff. I was noticing that you've been putting out some good content lately. Your last video was an interview with Florida State, former Florida State Janarius Robinson, right? So
Right.
how's that going, and how's the whole Super Bowl experience?
Well, one, the Super Bowl is dope. I think if the Jags ever get to one, it's going to be mad crazy. The content would probably be spectacular. If we took over KC, we would have definitely taken over Phoenix. But um, I would say, and I never really thought about it like this, but opening night, if your favorite NFL team goes to the Super Bowl, you got to go check it out. It's like Comic Con for NFL fans, and you'll see everybody there. You'll see who's who. It's just a really really good environment, and that's really where you get a chance to go find the guys who aren't your 10 superstars, but the guys that you may like. You can find them. Everybody's doing interviews. Everybody's very cordial and ready to talk. And those young men actually did a really, really good job. Now, me, I made a rookie mistake. I didn't have a microphone like that, or those things, so it was very difficult. But luckily, my video guy Miles did a really good job of at least getting us the captions for what the guy said. So we got some more videos from opening night, and then just a lot of the events for Credential Media. Like as a guy, like yourself and other people who may be watching this, like they should go get credentialed and try to see what you can get yourself into. Because like I'm not even gonna hold you. Like we went to like this thing at Top Golf where I got a bunch of free shit. Like
Hmm.
my bad, I'm sorry if my person was not
No, you're
loud, but like
good.
I got a bunch of like I don't even know how I'm taking this stuff back on the plane because I already have enough bags. But then tomorrow I've got a Puma event where I'm getting free stuff, an Adidas event. Nike's cheap, but that's what happens when you're the big dog. They're not gonna just give us J's and
True.
stuff like
Yeah,
that.
it
But
makes sense.
but there's parties, there's concerts, there's a lot of cool things, and you'll be surprised at who you get a chance to meet. Like and then who you find out who you fanboy over. Like there was probably a whole bunch of really good players, but I met Aeneas Williams today,
Oh
and
wow.
like I was like, "Yo, you're Aeneas Williams," and like I kind of like fanboyed out. I was kind of embarrassed actually now that I think about it, but I'll be all right.
I mean, dude, that's an awesome opportunity. I mean, there's like uh, Phoenix must be popping right now because they have the Waste Management Open going on as well.
Yeah,
So it's just like a bunch going on. I mean, the city's probably experiencing like a rush of people that it's been crazy. I mean, I saw you in Kansas City. So how does Arizona compare to Kansas City?
wait, 20. Like, I even can't even say 20. A million times better.
Yeah.
One, it's not snowing, so that helps. It's more like our climate, except for it's like it gets a little cooler at night, but it's nowhere near as hot. But like I like it. I like Phoenix. This is like when I went to KC, I was like, yo, I don't really want to come back here unless it's a game. But like right now, I'm kind of like, yo, I wouldn't mind coming back to Phoenix to come hang out. The food is amazing. Like I haven't had a truly bad dining experience. And we were in the press box. Was that Tuesday? We went to the taste? Tuesday, and the press box food was like immaculate. Like it was It was amazing. I hated the press box food in KC. It was terrible. As a matter of fact, Denny compared me and Mia O'Brien. I just said me and Mia O'Brien's tweets about KC, and I said it's just because Mia is used to mid. Like
Yeah.
I'm not used to mid. I am not a beat writer. I write to my own beat.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I go, I don't need to go into a game with credentials. I can go buy my own goddamn ticket if I want to,
Yeah.
which means I get to eat the food and drink and partake with what I want to partake in. And I just, I don't like bad stuff, especially when you're supposed to be known for barbecue. I'm not sure what Phoenix is known for, but I haven't eaten anything bad.
Yeah,
But
I think of like maybe edible cactus. I don't know anything beyond
yo,
that.
I did eat some fried
How
cactus.
was it? How was it?
Like it was good. It was a cactus fritter,
Okay.
and I didn't know what I was getting into, but I ate it. And it was good.
Was it
It was
like
good.
gooey, like on the inside?
It was.
Oh,
It
I
was.
don't know how I could handle that with fried. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just the fried part. A lot of fried can take you to a next level for a
Yeah.
lot of different things, man. So like, I'll eat any. I can try almost anything fried.
I want to get your thoughts on the Jags, right? Because you and me talked at the beginning of the season about what we wanted to see. And a lot of things that you talked about on the show about things that needed to happen for the Jags to be successful happened. When it comes to Trevor Lawrence taking the next step, the offensive line protecting for him, Kirk kind of being that guy, Ingram, like all those things we talked about. So I want to get into your opinion of the Jags and how you're feeling now. But before we do that, who do you think wins the Super Bowl? Who do you like right now for the Super Bowl?
I'm gonna go. My grandmother's a Philly fan, and I'm gonna use the Coach Bowden model. The old man used to say he doesn't have a favorite NFL team. He roots for the team with the most no's. Philly's got 4 no's. KC's got 2. So we'll go with Philly.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, I honestly don't really care for either team. There seems to be a lot of Eagles fans in Jacksonville, and they're kind of annoying from my point of view. So I don't know. I kind of find myself leaning to rooting for the Chiefs, but you're right. I mean, I don't really have any other team that I root for besides the Jags. So speaking of the Jags, obviously you were probably impressed with the season. Um, all of the content out there right now, whether it's local radio or YouTube shows or podcasts, they're all saying the same things. Like we know the guys that are up for free agent. We know the guys who we might need to restructure. So let me ask you, if you, James Coleman, are the GM of the Jaguars, what are your priorities? Like from one to like whatever, what are your priorities for the Jags this offseason?
Um, well, one, finding locating the key free agents that we have right now that are going to be able to leave it. Like for example, priority number one is getting Evan Ingram to a if you don't want to give him a 3 or 4 year or a 3 to 5 year deal, get him a 2 with an option on a 3. But he played well enough and was really a huge factor. And I believe that if we utilized him more in the KC game and in some other games, you probably would see even better production. But for the savior for a quarterback is your check down routes. If you it doesn't matter if you're good or not. Look at Patrick Mahomes, what he did to us. Was it Kelsey had 17 targets, 12 catches?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy. I think it's something like 38% of all the passes in Kansas City's offense goes to the tight end. Like that, just like that's one player. Like that's dominance. Like that should not happen. You got to figure out how to stop that guy. That's important. So if you can figure that out with the Jags, that'd be great. The next step is whether it's free agency or the draft, you have got to get you a dominant defensive player, a D tackle, another. You don't really need another defensive end because what you did with Trayvon Walker and what you already have with Josh Allen. You need another D tackle that would help make all of those guys better. Now you have more of a dominant force inside on that line. Linebacker, I think you're pretty solid. Sure up the safety spot, and then all of a sudden now your defense is full of cats. I would have said go get some more talent at the wide receiver position, but you have Calvin Ridley, who's more than likely going to be reinstated by the NFL, and so now you have one of the best wide receiver rooms. You never have too much talent. I don't believe that. If you get over talented in one place, those are typically the teams that win. Think about the New York Giants teams that won the 2 Super Bowls. They had 8 defensive ends.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, there was times where they can go 4 defensive ends across the line on third down, creating all kinds of havoc and pressure. on the quarterback. So you gotta those are the things that just it's not a lot of fixes for the first time because you have competent coaching. That was really the Jaguars' Achilles heel was like because the NFL is designed to be average. Everybody should be average. You're below average for 2 or 3 games. That's how you're a top 10 pick. You're above average for 2 or 3 games. That's how you get a first round bye. Jags had just been below average, and I think I said it on this show. It's easier to win a Super Bowl than it is to have been as bad as the Jaguars have been consistently.
Yeah, you
It's
did.
very difficult to do that.
Yeah.
But now you add a competent coach to a roster that wasn't really that great. At least nobody really thought that going into the season, and you become average, slightly above. And now when you look at what the division is and you look at what they can aspire and what they can grow to be, man, it's gonna be crazy. The Jags have all the favor going toward them right now.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of that's what I'm thinking too. I think an undervalued position is like a third safety. So I think that's a spot that I think that even though they may not play a bunch of snaps is got to be a priority. As far as if you want a good defense, as if you got to be able to rush the passer, got to be able to play against the run, and got to play against the linebackers. So now that like we've seen the team happen, right? So that's your priorities there. This is a question that I've asked a couple people because I think it's interesting to get your opinion on it. So the Jags have had a lot of games this year that went like 50-50. Like they were coin flips. They basically came down. You said the game's designed to be fair, but like beginning of the season, the coin flips weren't going their way. End of the season, the coin flips were going their way, like winning by last possessions, field goals, whatever. Are you concerned that so many games came down to the wire? Does that make you think we need to add significantly more talent, or do you think we just need a little bit of a build around what we have?
No, you just got to get a little bit of a build of what you have, and it comes down to learning how to win. Um, Winning is a learned trait. And if you looked at what they were doing, they were in the game. They lost them. Another footballism. Good teams find ways to win. Bad teams find ways to lose. And the Jags had to learn how to become a good team, and that came within. If you look at how young they had to mature. They had to grow up. And now that you got Trevor, who is actually making bad decisions, making more sound decisions, you're gonna be good. And if we kind of get guys like well, I'm gonna just go off on a tangent here.
Go
Goddamn,
for it.
Travis Etienne, man. Like, Jesus Christ, you were kicking our ass at Florida State for 4 years, man. Like, when the hell? Like, when did you start not being able to dodge? Like, when did you start fumbling so much? Like, it's like, come on, bro. Like, I need you to. Again, KC game, for example, it wasn't his fault, but Agnew, phenomenal player. In a situation to use my boy Mr. Go 30, who I just saw open tonight. Moments too big, pitch
Yeah.
down his leg.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. I love him.
Just things like that.
Yeah.
Fumble it. You fumble it inside of your 5, dog. But you score that touchdown. I believe that we were going to win that game. But again, you can fault. It's no one play that you can fault everybody with. But like you start making the easy plays, all of a sudden you're you.
I think we lost James there for a second, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll try to see if he'll come back because I mean he was really going in there on the Jags running backs and Jamal Agnew. I mean that's tough right there. I mean I get it. I get it. You still got me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Okay. All right. I was just talking about how how you were going in on the running backs, Travis Etienne and Jamal Agnew for not holding on to the football.
Yeah, it bothers me. I really hate no running backs worth 2 fumbles. Is what my college coach used to say all the time. He's extremely talented, but like if you get to a situation where you're making those plays, you get yourself where you're now got home field advantage. And if you have home field advantage with the Jags, dude, Imagine how crazy that was. Like I was telling a lot of people that Arrowhead, while it was loud, it was not louder than what Everbank was.
Absolutely.
Or T, my bad, excuse me.
TIA Bank. Yeah,
TIA,
yeah, I know what you meant.
whatever the bank it is
Yeah.
now. But that's a hostile place to play. So right now, what you finally done that they haven't done, and this is why I get excited now. People are like, oh, you're the Jags fan. Like, nah, I cover them. But I'm not opposed to it, and I understand what they mean, what the Jags mean to the city. And I've heard the stories. I hang out with the OG former guys. Like, come on, man. You got a guy who's like a backup guard that walks around and has like a chicken wing named after himself or something like that in Jacksonville. It's like the fan base was just, it's crazy how much they love a winner. America loves a winner.
Yeah.
Florida fans hate Florida when they lose. FSU fans hate FSU when they lose. Georgia, now they believe they've been good forever, but that was a time when Georgia didn't like losing either. Those are the same fans that are the Jaguar fans. So nobody's going to support you if you're not giving them something to support. So now imagine what's going to happen in the beginning of next year if they can go on they don't even have to go on a 5-game run. If you go 3-2 in your first 5 games, you're going to see everybody selling out the bank. And it's going to be a true home field advantage. If they go on a run, I believe the Jaguar fan base has the ability to supplant or to take up the mantle that was held by the old Oakland Raiders fan base. Because y'all are crazy. I love it, but it is bananas. Like, what happened in KC made absolutely no sense. It was fun. We took over KC,
Yeah.
and I believe we'll take over a lot of other different cities. But again, it all starts with these young guys understanding that they have an opportunity to play a game, get paid very well for it if you play at an excellent level. And if you don't play at an excellent level, the only person that gets hurt is you.
Yeah.
Because right now, guess what's the crazy part of free agency for the Jags? There's gonna be a lot of guys that everybody's gonna want because now they're winners.
Yeah.
Again, in life, football is a microcosm of society. Nobody wants to go to a loser. Like, think about it. If you would you go to the worst barber in Jacksonville?
I would not. No.
You're gonna go to a barber that everybody says, "Oh man, this is a good barber.
Yeah.
This is my guy. This is my guy T Wig. T Wig cuts me up really good. I like T Wig. His prices are reasonable. Blah blah blah." Are you gonna go purposely eat bad food? Like when people say this, you got to support it no matter what. Cut the shit.
Yep.
You support it. We support winners.
Right.
If you're not any good, nobody's gonna support you. It is no different in sports. But it all starts with them. The only person that can people who could change the Jags fate are Jaguar players. And they did a good job this year.
Yeah. I'm excited. Sounds like we're both excited about the future and what's going to happen. So I appreciate your time, but I can't let you go without asking about your Knowles. All right. So
Okay.
I'm a guy that grew up here, right? So, I understand the rivalry, Florida State, all that stuff. I coached a lot of kids that have gone on to both schools. So I've reached the point where I just root for like the local guys at this point. But I know you're a through and through alumni of FSU. Me personally, I think the team's got a shot to make some noise this year. I was really impressed with Jordan Travis and the development that he made. I think bringing back a lot of guys, Norvell in his next year. What are you expecting out of the Knowles? And not like I know how sometimes you have to kind of cap your enthusiasm because you don't want to be proven wrong or maybe whatever. Uncapped enthusiasm. What do you think they're going to do this year?
I've already booked my room for Charlotte the first weekend in December.
Yeah,
I got the presidential suite Marriott downtown Charlotte. I already booked James Anthony Coleman II. I'm already planning my tailgate for the ACC championship. And I'm not even going to hold you. I've kind of peeped some rooms in New Orleans for early January.
I like it.
I'm just peeping it. I don't want to jinx it.
Right,
That's too much. But at the same time, when you look at this, it's not. And then before people jump on me and call me a homer, I look at everything. I look at what's returning. I look at and what's more important in football than anything is who do you play and what is your schedule. And Florida State's schedule is set up to where the 2 toughest games for them are in September.
Wow.
So in theory, Florida State could drop LSU and Clemson, still be in the ACC championship. Because now the ACC is not taking the best from the Atlantic and the best from the Coastal. They're taking the top 2 records. And then when I look at a lot of the stuff like Pittsburgh, maybe better. Miami is going through they wilding down there right now. I don't even know what. It's too easy of a troll. Florida, I think they'll be more improved, but they don't have a quarterback right now that can do what's necessary for them. And even one of their options is to potentially make a kid who's in the class of 24 early enroll like, for 23 class. I'm sorry if you're like only pedophiles and weird people put their hopes on underage boys and like to be able to
That's
come and
true.
save themselves.
Yeah.
So like no 17-year-old, the day a 17-year-old comes into college football and completely changes the game, we must have like there's some changes that need to happen. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy, but I like the path of what they're going to be able to do. Um, and I think right now what Florida State is doing in the next 2 to 3 years is auditioning for the next conference that we're going to be
Mm.
in. Because we will not be in the ACC for long, but I think we'll be very good. I think Jordan Travis is continuing to show people that he is a better quarterback and a better leader. Trey Benson is a beast. That's a lot of man to hit. And I think what we're going to see coming off the edge at defensive end, I was about to call him Jermaine Johnson, but that's not his name. What can I think of my guy's name? He reminds me of Jermaine. But
Yeah.
I told people he was Jermaine Johnson. But, kid come from Albany. And what Mike's doing in the transfer portal, people keep saying it's not sustainable. But, like, I don't know. Like, you get a guy who's got 3 years of eligibility left or an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the kid who's kind of got a little bit of college training and some eligibility and
Yeah.
develop. I think that's what they can do. And you just got to find the right mix. But what Mike has those guys doing down there, they're the number one. It kind of again very similar to Doug Peterson. Competent coaching. Number one thing is getting the guys to believe. They believe in the concept. They believe in the product. And then from there, it's about getting them to express their beliefs in a physical manner and impose their will onto another human being. See, people make football way more complicated than what it is. If I impose my will onto another human being and I have 11 people doing that to another 11 people, we're probably going to be very successful. We can talk about schemes, and we can talk. It's the most beautiful thing about this sport. That's why I like it. I don't really know how to dribble well. Don't know how to block shots. I can't jump. I can dunk, but I can't dunk no more. It's not the going up part that I'm afraid of.
It's the
It's
coming
the
down.
coming down part. But
Yeah.
literally, what made me love football and how football saved my life is when my high school coach came and told me, "Do you realize this is a legalized street fight? All the fighting that you're doing growing up, you can go to jail for. You can fight in between the whistle, and people are going to cheer for you. That is football in the simplest form.
Mm.
I'm literally going to another man. I'm going to dominate that other man. I'm going to impose my will on him for 60 minutes, and then people are going to cheer. And if I do it well enough, they'll pay me well enough. And if I do it well enough, they'll pay me well so good that I can start commentating on it after I'm no longer doing it anymore. So that's kind of that's the story of James Coleman in a quick nutshell.
That's awesome, man. Hey, listen, I'm just as excited as you. I think if they can win I think they'll be in the ACC championship game. If they can win it, I think they're in the Final Four. So I'm excited. I kind of hope it happens because I'd love some more energy around here in Jacksonville. I'd love to watch the games for sure. Well, James, I
I would
appreciate.
definitely be. It's why I can't. It's the real reason why 1010 didn't bring me back. I would have been fired by now. They
Yeah.
definitely know being a Gator station, as much trash as
Yeah.
I talk, and as much like it would have been, yeah, it would have been. They would have been very. I wouldn't have been. I don't go anywhere. I'm never uncomfortable, but I would have been making a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
people uncomfortable.
Oh, I can
So,
believe that based off of the fandom of the people there now for sure. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. Make sure you follow and subscribe to all of James's stuff. It's in the show description. You can click on it and get a link right there. Do everything. You guys know what to do. Subscribe, follow, all that stuff to support him, his channel, and all that stuff. He does great stuff. Listen, I'm all about giving people credit and giving them like honor when they're alive. So I always say this every time you come on, but you and Denny, your show on 1010, it was the reason why I decided to get into this, man. You guys were awesome. I loved you guys. I hit me that there's a huge void for those types of shows. So thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you know that you're like one of the best, I think, at doing this.
I appreciate it. Hey, if you guys want some snippets, I think me and Denny are linking up tomorrow. He'll
Nice.
be in Phoenix because again, he trains Gardner. I think he trained somebody with KC as well, but we're supposed to be linking up. I got him into the Adidas room, so he should be getting some stuff. But we may have some old school sports den content that may be on there. But you got to go check out Den Media Group on YouTube, so you can make sure you go check that out. But yeah, I miss Denny. It's just the man's super busy. He's training every freaking quarterback in America right now. Like he's got and his black son Anthony Richardson is training with him right now. So like I can't even like I'm like, dog, can I like at least get to see Anthony? Like you wouldn't even know who Anthony was if it wasn't for me. Like I introduced him like to his
That's
coach,
hilarious.
but he's like I'm super proud of what Denny's been able to accomplish, and I do miss what we were able to do on radio. But you know what he's doing right now is important. But again, I think we'll be doing some stuff here in 2023 moving forward. So but yeah, Denny's dope.
That's awesome, man. I look forward to it. I hope to see it, man. Again, thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate it. Is the little ones doing good? I've seen that you're active, involved, coaching football, doing all right, progressing okay.
Yeah, man, they doing. I need you guys to subscribe, not because I want y'all to like my show. It's got to feed these bastards, man. They eat. Got a
I'm
9-year-old who can eat a whole pepperoni pizza, large pepperoni pizza. And the 4-year-old is just like, nah, but seriously, my 4-year-old is one of the one of the most selfish and dopest things that anybody can do is be a parent. Because this world is crazy, but you literally get a chance. The dope part about it is you get to see people, aspects of your personality outside of your body. And both of my sons have an equal half of my personality, and my job is to help them navigate those qualities so that they can become better individuals. But my 9-year-old is an amazing athlete. He's amazing. He has a confidence of a Hall of Famer in a 9-year-old's body.
I
But
love it.
he's not good yet, but he will be good. um, but you know I love that, and he does what he needs to do in school. And then my 4-year-old is a reluctantly good athlete, but he is right now. That's my scholar.
Hmm.
That kid can tell you every bone. Like they said in his what is not pre-K. He's not pre-K yet. Whatever the school I pay a lot of money for. I hate daycare. I hate daycare.
I
But
get it.
they said, hey, we're working on F's. Fuh fuh. Tell me a word that begins with F. One kid says fart, one kid says food, my kid says fibula. And everybody's stopping and they're looking at him like, you don't know what a fib. What do you? And then he
Yeah.
points to where a fibula. I don't know where a fibula is, but I will say this: people, people. I watch my kids and I watch what they listen to and what they input. YouTube Kids is the best invention ever.
Oh
Like
wow. Okay.
it,
All right.
it only doesn't work if you're a terrible parent.
Okay.
Like, but if you're like my kids don't listen to anything but educational stuff and it's weird because I listen to hip hop music like so I'm hearing there was a song well I learned this song I'm gonna say Go Baby but the song's not Go Baby it's called something else but like he's listening to a song telling him to brush his teeth to the
I
Go Baby song and I'm like listen man these kids don't want to brush their teeth so
wow.
I'm as long as you're brushing your teeth man it's
Yeah.
influencing them the right way so
Well,
but yeah.
that's awesome, man. I'm glad they're doing good. I look forward to seeing you and how you progress coaching them as you become the parent coach. 'Cause I know you're going to coach them all the way up until you can't anymore, which I don't blame you at all, man. And I hope you have a lot of fun in Arizona, man. Thank you again for your time, and we'll have to do this like soon.
Hey man, I go where I'm asked anytime.